Hi, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
So, I'd like to start with what brings you in here to see me.
Well, as you know, I've been feeling depressed for like the last year or so, and some family suggested I come in and talk to you.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean by being depressed?
Uh, Feeling unmotivated, feeling worthless, unmotivated. Basically, I just don't look forward to anything really. I don't really make plans anymore.
Wow,
Just kind of
that sounds hard.
Yeah, it's been like that for a while. I guess it happened slow.
So, what you're telling me is this depression, as you call it, is really affecting your whole life.
Yeah, you could say so.
You said it's affecting your friends and your motivation and, um, your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds tough.
Yeah, it hasn't been fun. I mean, I don't really do a whole lot of anything anymore.
Is there anything else that you think would be important to share with me?
Um, just that I really don't like the job I'm in either. I feel like I'm underachieving kind of in what I got stuck into doing. And there's nothing I can really do about it right now.
So you're telling me you're having a tough time with your job too. That sounds awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty dead end.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, I know there's more to this story, and I'd really like to talk more about that at some point, and we will. But I'd like to kind of switch gears right now and talk a little bit more about where you'd like to go instead of kind of where you are now. And so I'm going to ask you a little bit of a funny question. It sounds kind of weird to some people, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so imagine you went home tonight
Mm-hmm.
to your house. Everything's normal. You fall asleep in your bed, and then you wake up, and overnight, a miracle has happened. But the thing is, you don't know this miracle has happened because you were sleeping when it happened. So when you wake up, what would you notice is different?
If the miracle happened?
Right. You don't know the miracle happened, but it did.
Mm-hmm.
What would you notice might be different?
Well, I guess I'm not sure what the miracle is.
Great question. So the miracle is that all of the problems you just told me about are solved.
Okay. So I wake up with some energy, I guess, and I'm happy to go to the job I want to go to, and the car I want to go in, and I don't know, it would feel like it would be a sunny day.
Okay, so the first thing you notice is you wake up and you have a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like motivation, basically.
Okay. And how will you know that you have that energy?
I think you just feel different inside. I don't know if you just would feel it.
Oh, okay. And what does that feeling feel like?
I don't know, like basically when you're a kid or whatever and you don't have any worries or you're just kind of excited to go outside or go play or do something like that.
Okay, awesome. So you wake up, you feel like you have more energy, which kind of feels like when you were a kid and you want to wake up and go outside and play. And then I believe you said next you'll be going to a job that you like?
Yep, yeah, definitely.
Okay. And what will you notice about that job?
That I'd be motivated to do it, like I wouldn't feel forced to do it. I'd be happy to do it.
Mm.
And I'd be, making better money too.
Mm. So how will you know when you're happier to do it?
When you don't have to force yourself to go, you'll just, you won't, I'm sure, be crazy about it because it's still a job, but you won't feel like it's miserable when you're going to it.
Mm. Okay, great. So you'll wake up, you'll feel like you have energy, maybe that same kind of energy that little kids have. You'll go to a job that you're happier with, and you're, ready to go there. What else might you notice would be different?
Well, I would imagine if those things were happening, I'd probably live in a better place.
Mm.
I'd probably not have to stress out so much about money and be able to do fun things outside of work too. And, I don't know. I'd be able to finally have money to go out and do more social stuff too.
Mm. So when you're not stressing about money, what will you be doing instead?
Probably spending it.
Mm. You'll be spending money. Okay. What will you be spending money on?
Probably social stuff. Going out, hanging out with friends again, maybe.
Mm. So when you're not stressing about money, you'll be spending money instead.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you'll be spending money to hang out with your friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And what will your friends notice that might be different about you?
I don't know. Well, first of all, I'll just see them more in general. I guess I'll be more present or active. Maybe kind of more like the old me, so to speak.
Mm. So they might notice that you're just around more.
Yeah, that'd be the first thing.
Yeah. What about your family? What might they notice is different?
They might notice that, I'm more upbeat, not so negative. I get that a lot. I don't know. I guess more just normal, more normal.
Mm. So when you're not being negative, instead you'll be more upbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say so.
Awesome. So it sounds like your miracle is when you wake up in the morning, you'll have more energy, you'll be able to get on with your day to go to your job. You'll enjoy your job more.
Mm-hmm.
You will not stress about money. Instead, you'll be spending your money on things like hanging out with your friends. Mm-hmm. Your friends might notice that they'll see you more. Your family might notice that you're not so negative and you're kind of more enjoyable to be around instead.
Mm-hmm.
So that all sounds great. And again, I'd love to talk more about that at a later time. But for now, I want to switch gears again and talk about times when maybe small pieces of this miracle are already happening. So when has that happened?
In the past, mainly. I can't really think of when all those things they don't really happen now.
They don't really happen now, but you said they've happened in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you think of a time when a small piece of that miracle has happened in the past?
Probably back in high school, I guess. Before we graduated, we didn't really worry about it as much. Still lived at home, still was looking forward to, I don't know, graduating and trying to work and make more money, but at that time, was having a lot more fun. Just running around with my friends, I guess.
Okay, so a time when the small piece of the miracle has already happened was in high school.
Sure.
how do you explain that you were able to do all those things that you just said?
It's probably less to worry about. Just going to school is my full-time job. My parents paid for most everything. Probably less was expected of me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just easier. Everything was easier.
Okay. So everything just seemed to be easier. So what do you think was happening at those times that made it different?
I was, I don't know, just more active, and that's back when I was still playing sports. Wasn't doing great in school, but was all right.
Mm-hmm.
Was around people more during the day.
So playing
People
sports
liked me.
was something that you were doing differently.
Yeah, definitely.
And playing sports seemed to work at you not being depressed?
I think I probably wouldn't have been depressed without sports too. I didn't need sports.
Mm. Okay. How did you know to do that?
Know to play sports?
Yeah.
Just because it was fun and I liked it.
Mm. Okay.
I always grew up doing it. When you're in high school, it's easier to do that.
Mm-hmm. Is there any other times that you can think of when a small piece of the miracle has happened?
I mean, obviously during that same time, I was spending more time with friends.
Mm. You were spending more time with friends.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you were doing differently with your friends at that time?
I don't know. They were around more. Some of them had moved away. Some went to college. We kind of lost touch, so to speak. I mean, now people are moving on with their lives. So back then we were all around. We were in the same building all day long. So it was easier to see them.
What do you think would have to happen for that to occur now?
Well, I'd just have to make more of an effort, I guess, to reach out to people and try to get out and do stuff.
Okay. So now that we've talked about some pieces where the miracle has happened in the past, I'd like to see how we could measure these things, and that'll help us to kind of see what work we need to do to get where we're going. Okay? Okay, so the first measurement question I want to ask you is on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being when the problems that you just told me about were at their worst, and 10 being where those problems are solved and you don't need to come see me anymore. Where do you think you are right now?
What was the scale again? So the worst is 10?
No, so the worst is 1. The worst the problem has ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 is when all the problems that you told me about today are solved,
mm-hmm.
and you don't need to come see me anymore. Where do you think you are today?
Probably an 8, I'd say. Or, no, sorry, a 3.
A 3. Okay, so scale of 1 at its worst, 10
right.
at its
so
when they're solved.
Yeah.
So you'd say you are at a 3.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're at a 3 now, what do you think would have to happen for you to be able to say you're, I don't know, a 3.5 or a 4?
If I had a different job, if I liked what I was doing, I think that'd be a big deal.
Okay, so that seems like kind of a big step,
mm-hmm.
right? If that would take a lot of work to get a new job. So that might be moving from like a 3 to a 5.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think maybe a smaller step might be to just get to like a 3.5 or 4?
If I could just wake up with some energy, it'd be good. But that kind of won't happen if I wake up knowing I have to go to work. Maybe if I could, I don't know. People have been saying I should play sports again. That might be something that I could do.
So you might start playing sports again, maybe once a week?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. So maybe to get you to that 3.5 or 4, you might participate in some kind of sports activity once a week.
Sure. Yeah.
Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So on another scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not willing at all, and 10 being very willing, most willing, how willing do you think you are to make that kind of move to play a sport once a week?
How motivated?
Right. You could also say motivated.
Yeah, sorry. Can you say that one more time?
So if you're at a 1, you would be not willing at all to make that next step. 10 would be very most willing.
Oh, okay.
Where are you today?
About a 5, I'd say.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle. I mean, I don't want to lie to you.
Okay. No, I think that...
I've been trying to do that for a long time, so...
Yeah, I think that you being truthful is really important to this. That's awesome. And the last scale I want to ask you is if 1 were not confident at all and 10 were most confident, how confident are you that you are going to be able to make that next step?
I'd say about a 4.
4. Okay.